Imagine walking into a bank, everything looks normal. Tellers smile, customers wait patiently, the sound of coins and papers fills the air. But behind the scenes, a digital heist is already underway. No alarms, no shouting, no masked robbers, just silence. And in that silence, millions of dollars are about to vanish. This is the true story of one of the world's biggest bank robberies. Hackers didn't storm the doors, they slipped quietly into the system. Their target, billions of dollars spread across dozens of countries. And for months, no one even realized what was happening. Banks kept running as usual, unaware that their own systems had already been compromised. The hackers used malware that acted like an invisible spy. It slipped into the bank's system and recorded everything. Employees typed the malware watch, security guards checked cameras. The malware copied routines, passwords, employee actions, even security protocols, all silently collected. Soon, the hackers could log in as if they were real staff, with full access to the bank's most sensitive operations. When the time was right, the transfers began. Not all at once, but slowly, carefully, to avoid suspicion. Money flowed into fake accounts across the globe. Then it was quickly withdrawn or converted into cryptocurrency, vanishing into the digital void. Each transaction looked ordinary, but together they formed one of the most sophisticated heists in history. The first red flag appeared when ATMs started spitting out cash for no reason. Bank employees were stunned, confused, helpless. But the hackers were controlling everything remotely, thousands of miles away. Cyber police stepped in, but tracing the money was nearly impossible. Every lead ended in another dead end. Every trail disappeared into the shadows of the internet. And this wasn't just one bank. Dozens of institutions across different countries were hit. The total losses, over $1 billion gone. And much of that money has never been recovered. Even today, investigators called it one of the most advanced cybercrimes ever attempted, and it left the financial world shaken. This heist proves how vulnerable our world has become. To rob a bank today, you don't need to walk inside. You just need to break into the system and stay invisible. Technology moves fast, but security is always a step behind. The hackers vanished, the money disappeared, and the world was left with one haunting question: are banks truly ready for the next attack? It all began on a seemingly ordinary day. Customers went about their business, making deposits, withdrawing cash, checking balances. But deep within the digital infrastructure of banks across the globe, a silent invasion was already underway. The malware, sophisticated, stealthy, undetectable, it wormed its way through firewalls and security protocols, embedding itself deep within the bank's systems. For months, it lay dormant, watching, learning, gathering intel. Every keystroke recorded, every security camera feed analyzed, every employee ID cataloged. The hackers built a complete digital blueprint of the bank's operations, becoming virtual ghosts within the system. And then they struck. It started small, a few unusual transactions here, an unexplained withdrawal there. Nothing to raise immediate alarms, but as the days passed, the scale of the operation grew. Money began to flow, not in a flood, but in a carefully controlled trickle. Accounts in far-flung countries suddenly swelled with funds. Cryptocurrency wallets filled with untraceable digital assets. And still, the banks remained oblivious to the theft happening right under their noses. The first sign that something was terribly wrong came when ATMs across multiple cities began dispensing cash without any customer present. Security footage showed the machines roaring to life on their own, spitting out bill after bill into empty air. Bank staff scrambled to respond, but they were fighting an invisible enemy. Every time they thought they had regained control, the hackers were one step ahead. Accounts were frozen, only to have the restrictions bypassed moments later. Security protocols were updated, then immediately compromised. As news of the attack spread, panic set in. Customers rushed to withdraw their savings, fearing their money would vanish. Lines formed outside banks, ATMs ran dry, and the global financial system teetered on the brink of chaos. Cybersecurity experts from around the world were called in. They worked around the clock, tracing IP addresses, analyzing code, searching for any clue that might lead them to the perpetrators. But the hackers had covered their tracks well. Every time investigators thought they were close, the trail went cold. Bank accounts linked to the theft turned out to be registered to non-existent people. Cryptocurrency transactions vanished into the anonymity of the blockchain. It was like chasing shadows. As the full scale of the heist became clear, the numbers were staggering. Over $1 billion gone, vanished into thin air. And that was just what they could confirm. The true total may never be known. The aftermath sent shockwaves through the global financial system. Banks scrambled to shore up their defenses, pouring millions into cybersecurity. Governments held emergency meetings, discussing how to prevent such an attack from ever happening again. But the damage was done. Trust in digital banking was shaken to its core. People began to question, if this could happen once, what's to stop it from happening again? And again. The investigation continued for months, then years. Slowly, piece by piece, a picture of the attack began to emerge. The level of planning, the technical expertise required, the sheer audacity of the scheme. It was unlike anything law enforcement had ever seen. This wasn't just a crime. It was a wake-up call, a stark reminder of how vulnerable our increasingly digital world has become. In an age where our money exists as little more than ones and zeros on a server, who can we really trust to keep it safe? The hackers behind the great bank heist were never caught. Their identities remain a mystery to this day, but their impact is still felt. Every time we log into our bank accounts, every time we swipe a card or withdraw cash from an ATM, a small part of us wonders, is it really safe, or are we just one clever hack away from losing everything? As technology continues to advance at a breakneck pace, the cat-and-mouse game between cybercriminals and security experts shows no signs of slowing down. For every new defense, a new method of attack is developed. The digital arms race continues, with billions of dollars, and our financial future, hanging in the balance. The great bank heist of our time may be over, but its legacy lives on. It serves as a chilling reminder of the power of technology, both to connect and protect us, and to leave us more vulnerable than ever before. In the end, we're left with more questions than answers. How can we truly secure our digital assets? Is convenience worth the risk? And perhaps most importantly, when will the next attack come? And will we be ready when it does? As you go about your day, making purchases, checking your balance, remember, in the digital age, safety is never guaranteed. The next great heist could be happening right now, silent, invisible, unstoppable. Welcome to the new frontier of crime, where the most dangerous thieves never need to set foot in a bank. They're already inside watching, waiting, ready to strike.